Alrighty, doing some tarot readings today. So begin. Hey, Kid Astro, welcome in. All right, gonna get right to it. Gonna start off with Silly Samuel, 1999, and Silly Sam. I do a 5-card spread, and pretty much it tells a story. Each card has a specific role. The first one's just basically the starting, as if it's like, say, like you're playing a, I don't know, like a JRPG or something. You name your character, you hit start, go. Second card is the obstacle, which is maybe something you have to overcome, something difficult you might have to face, yada yada. Third card is positive influences. The fourth card is the near future, and then the fifth card is long-term results. And then I do a bonus oracle card and as well, which is separate from the reading, but still using an animal deck. Dove Tarot. Picked it up. Clover Puff sells these at conventions. Pretty cool. Animal deck. And then the oracle cards are picture written by Francesca and art by Elisa. The oracle cards would be at the end. I just do like a bonus one, like a cherry on top. So I'll put that to the side. Oh yeah, I should probably bookmark this time too, because I have some readings to do that I have already put aside for people, but they can't make it, so I just got to put a timestamp on it so they know when to join in. Four minutes, 20 seconds. Okay, here we go. Silly Samuel, 1999. We'll be doing a reading for you, and real quick, I'll just reiterate that 5-card spread kind of tells a story about you a little bit, see what's going on. Nothing in particular, but I'll explain probably as I go, just so I can do it, if you will, and then you'll see how it goes. I've been shuffling these cards a lot before the stream, so I'll get right to it. I have my little spreadsheet pulled up because I was just like almost like 90 cards, and there's no way I'm going to remember every single one, so I just have my little sheet. All right, we got Queen of Pentacles featuring a Luna Moth. Cool, huh? So that's the start of your journey. Let me go pull up Pentacles. Okay, upright. And cards, for anyone not familiar with tarot, cards are played upright or normal positions. Sometimes you'll see them upside down or in reverse. If they ever play like that, it means they have, say, different meanings. But all of them are played upright unless the obstacle card I always play in reverse. And in case I fumble or shuffle wrong, a card spills out of the deck or something, then I'll play that in the opposite. We got the Queen of Pentacles. Generous, caring, nurturing, homebody, good business sense, practical, comforting, welcoming, sensible, luxurious, practicality, creature comforts, financial security. And thank you for the follow streak. Good Astros. All right, so this is the start of your journey, looking pretty good. You have what you need. I mean, like stability wise or physically, financial wise. You're very welcoming and homey with people, very open, honest. People can find they maybe feel safe with you to open up. Um, and again, you're just caring, nurturing. Overall, I would say good person slash vibe. But this is just the start, so more of the story will unfold, if you will, as we get through it. Now we get to the second card because this is where things kind of get spicy. The position of the second card is going to be the obstacle, or like a dungeon boss or something difficult you need to overcome. Maybe the card will tell you to take a step back, or maybe you're stuck and maybe you can find a solution. So we're gonna play that. And we get the Hanged Man. Ooh, this is really cool. This has a fruit bat. And it's since it's in the obstacle position, I always play that upside down. So the Hanged Man is actually gonna look like he's standing up. Let me go pull up the Hanged Man. What number is the Hanged Man? 12. Okay, and for the Hanged Man, normally, well, I won't even read what it means normally. I'm just going to read what it means in reverse. But I guess no, it's important to know both. So normally it means sacrifice, waiting, uncertainty, lack of direction, perspective, contemplation, acceptance, new perspective, release, let go, and martyrdom. But since it's played in reverse or upside down, however you want to word it, it's going to mean stealing, disinterested, stagnation, avoiding sacrifice, standstill, apathy, needless sacrifice, and fear of sacrifice. So earlier the card talked about you having what you need, being generous, welcoming, and all that. And now this card is pointing out maybe something that's cock-blocking you, or just in your way, or like imagine it's like a game that's a bump in the road, or it's like a monster, or just something, or trying to cross a bridge, but the bridge is broken, blah, blah, blah. So maybe this is saying, hey, because you're in such a cozy, stable situation, either financially, emotionally, or whatever, that you're kind of afraid to make sacrifices for the fear of letting go some certain things. And, that's going to cause a lot of Stalin stagnation where nothing seems like it's. Maybe you're waiting for someone to make a move. Maybe you're waiting to make a move, but you're not sure it's the right time or what to do. It's almost like you're waiting for a sign. But then the problem with that is you might just be waiting forever. And I guess the most thing about this card is to talk about sacrificing of yourself. You're avoiding it at all costs. You're scared of it. Even little stuff you're afraid of, or you're giving too much of yourself. You're giving more than you can give. That's you can only give what you can give. So this card could be a warning. Like, hey, if you don't change your ways now, figure out something, you're going to end up here. Or this card could be presenting you something you're not aware of and a potential solution so you can keep moving forward. So you got a lot to think about that second one. Which basically, I think this card, in the quickest way I can sum it up, is life's too short. You don't want to wait around and then boom, it's over. But we're going to go to the third card. So assuming you got through that, got over that, avoided the traps or whatever, we're going to get to the third card, which is positive influences. We'll get the King of Pentacles featuring the Emperor Penguin. Pretty cool guy. He's got his little kid right there. Boom. Let's go back and look at King. Okay, King of Pentacles. Abundance, prosperity, security, ambitious, safe, kind, protective, businessman, provider, sensual, reliable, harsh, patriarchal. Fuck does that mean? Who knows? This one is almost reflecting back on the first card that maybe whatever you did to get through that difficult times or uncertainty, you found a breakthrough, a way to get through it. And now you're back to being how you were at the beginning with the Queen of Pentacles. This one's more about being a provider and reliable. And you're still kind and safe and all that, but you have more ambitions and things in the world. Maybe you got inspired to do something like, say, start a business, maybe artwork, or just personally. It's not always about money, but Pentacles does refer to like physical earth, ground, possessions, and things like that. You have more sense of security. You come to your senses more since you've been on a long way. So it's like typical RPG stuff. You leveled up. You're more aware of your surroundings, what to do, what not to do. In a better headspace or mind space right now. So pretty good, but we still got a couple more cards to go. We're gonna fast forward a bit and go to the near future and just see what's going on. And here we get 10 of Wands featuring the Bumbled Bee. Or just Bumblebee, but yeah. Let's go over there and check out what's going on in the Kingdom of the Wand. Enron's upright, burden, responsibility, duty, stress, obligation, burning out, struggles, accomplishment. Holy shit. Businessman, all that stuff from before, but now suddenly, time fast forwards a little bit. And I guess you have more than you can chew, or maybe life is going in a different direction that you thought it was, and you're finding it overwhelming. Because now you're burning out, struggle, obligation, stress. So maybe you overcommitted to something and now you're trapped or can't bail and you have to see it through, but it's really taxing you. And again, you're giving more than you can give or outputting more than what you can give. So naturally, you're going to get burned out. Talks about stress though. So maybe you fell into a bad spot because everything was good before. So now it's like, hey, might be burning out, might be time to change course, might be time to take a step back and take a look at the bigger picture, maybe replan, regroup, go on vacation. I don't know what your situation's like, but it's just, again, it's talk about burnout and struggles and obligation, stress and duty. Maybe you feel, yeah. So I don't know if you're locked. It sounds like almost like you locked into a contract and now it's fucking you over and you can't just bail out of the contract. You have to like fulfill the agreement or whatever. Not literally, but just like more metaphorically. But worry not, we're going to go to the fifth card, the long term results, and just fast forward even more and just see what your overall vibe is going to be. Oh, we get 4 of Swords. Oh dear. This is featuring the Crow. That goes in the center. Let's go pull up Swords. Okay. Oh, never mind. I thought this was a different card. Okay. 4 of Swords. Rest, relaxation, peace, sanctuary, recuperation, self-protection, rejuvenation, restoration, contemplation. Okay, so you did fulfill whatever contracts or obligations you had to do that really tuckered you out and burned you out, made you rethink about everything. But now, after going through all of that, you're able to just relax, feel good, like job well done, mission accomplished. Or even if you failed at it or something, it's like you at least you tried and you did it, and now you're back almost to this. It's almost like a loop. You're back to the starting or drawing board of where to go next. Or if this is like a video game, you're like, oh, I just beat this game. Now you watch the ending credits. You're like, okay, what's the next game I'm going to play? At least though, this one talks about rejuvenation and restoration, so you're feeling good. So it's like you, I don't know if you, I don't know if you ever played like a difficult game or something, but it's like, just say like Darkest Dungeon, Hollow Knight, or something. Like you played these hard games, you got through them, and now you feel hyped to start the next game. But in order to take more time for yourself, and not take more than you can chew, but at least it's, I guess if I had to compare it to something, I would say like it would be like a happy ending type of thing. Well, not that it's good or bad endings. It's still a good, to me, a good sign. So maybe through the struggling, the suffering, blah 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 blah, you're in a better spot now. Regardless, you're in a better spot. Yeah, I hope that was cool. Billy Samuel, 1999. Gonna pull up the next song for myself. The VOD won't hear this, but just for me. All right, so we'll get back and we'll start shuffling, and then I'll the next person. Hey, Big Austin. And hey, Michelle Everbloom. Hey, Gutson. And not much. Just thought I'll do some tarot readings today. I meant to. Hello, Sleepy. Incubus 21. Figured I would do some while I felt like it. Someone asked me if I could do one for them. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it next time I stream. So I'm just gonna do a few today and see how that goes. All right, pull up the next one on the chart. May have to wait a bit. The point redeem is closed right now because I do them by point redeeming. But feel free to follow. I stream chronically, so you'll get those points easily. And the next time I open up for them, I could do them. Or if not, I take commission for them. But right now I'm doing people signed up for them and did the redeem a few times. So now that I have enough to stream, I can do it. So at least this time I am booked, but if you feel free again in the future next stream or when next time I do signups, I can add you to the list. You'll just have to sign up or spend, I think it's like 5,000 or 6,000 channel points. But right now I turned off the redeem because I filled up the queue. All right, I'm not vibing with this song. Let's try. All right, this one's fine. Okay, next one's sort of vegan cannibal. That's a interesting name. All right, I gotta look at the timestamp real quick. I'll just say 19 minutes. Alrighty. I'll wait for the timer. Okay. This reading is for Vegan Cannibal. Vegan Cannibal, I do a 5-card spread. It tells a little story about what's going on with you. Take a peek. Just see what's up. It's a general reading, so we're not targeting anything specific, but at least we'll see how it unfolds and my interpretation, what the cards mean, and see how it... Oh, I forgot to do the Oracle card for the last one. I'll figure that out later. Anyway, yeah, I have an animal deck. It's cool. It's pretty cute. Um, and we'll just see how go. Pull up the charts. Okay, so first card is just the start of your journey, or like a RPG video game. You name your character, you hit start. Yep, animal. Okay, we got the 10 of Wands. Wow, even after shuffling that appeared. Let's go back to that. Wands and 10. Burden, responsibility, duty, stress, obligation, burning out, struggles, accomplishment. The hard worker, literally a bee. Bumblebees fly solo, but you still worked hard, kind of burned out, fulfilled obligations and duty, and now you're ready to either move on and do something else, or it can be like burned out, tired of a job. As an example, just say like a job. Like, I've been here for X amount of years. I feel comfortable. I'm not really going anywhere or no more chance of promotion. Or maybe you just need to change of pace or you just want to do something else. So the job you were doing, it wasn't cut out for you. But either way, or you're just itching to do something new and say like pick up a skill. I'll use artwork as an example, or like learn how to draw and paint or something, or even pick up an instrument. So basically you are ready to go on an adventure. You already completed a bunch of stuff already, but you're like, you know what? I want more. Or imagine being in like a little village in town and no one dares to leave the village. And you're like, yeah, but I want to see the world. So that is where we are at. So let's go to the second card, and the second card is going to be the obstacle. This one may this one is played in reverse, and reverse cards have alternate meanings. So just give me a second to pull that up. Where is my chart? But yeah, so the second card's like the obstacle. Could be a bump in the road. Could be like watch out for a trap. You know, there's just so many ways to interpret it, but it's something you have to overcome. And I will do my best to. Okay, I just put it in chat there that you need to redeem panel points to get a reading. Go back. So the second card for the obstacle is going to be Queen of Swords, featuring a Land pony. Again, normally it's going to look like that, but the second card we play in reverse like that, so it's going to have a bit of different meanings. But let me go and go to S words real quick. Queen of Swords, normally upright, it means, I'm just going to read how it normally is real quick. Honest, independent, principled, fair, constructive criticism, objective, perspective, complexity, receptiveness, and clear-mindedness. But this is played in reverse, so we're going to have to take a second closer look with it. And we get pessimistic, malicious, manipulative, oh dear, harsh, bitter, spiteful, cruel, deceitful, unforgiving, cold-hearted, cruel, and bitterness. Well then, is something. Oh, where do I begin with this one? This one feels kind of heavy, but that's okay. We love the heavy moments 'cause when you get to do the real deep talk and all that, and really get to dig in and you know. Anyway, so also being pessimistic. Maybe you're burned a lot from your. Again, I'm gonna use it in the sense of like your job. Oops, I hit the camera. Let's just say you left a job or a skill or school or something, leaving you feeling kind of bitter and burned out, and now you're like you were really burned and sour by a previous experience or multiple experiences, but you don't want to take that with you going to your new thing, either it be a job, different school, learning a new skill. Like you want to be open, you want to be excited. You don't want to be like, oh, but this is nothing. Or oh, I was burned in the past, so why bother even trying? But either way, this is potentially a warning saying if you don't, in all honestly or politely, fix your shit, you could end up here and you don't want to end up there. Or you could already be in this spot and this is addressing of maybe ways you can get out by just taking a step back, seeing the bigger picture. I don't know, look at yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, I'm obviously angry and bittered by these experiences. Not that you have to like forget them because they happen to you. That's gonna stick with you, but maybe it's something you can, depending what it is, of course, because I know there's context to everything, that you can work through it or find a way to live with it or accept it, what happened, or whatever you need to do to let you sort of move. But it's not easy. It's obviously easier said than done. It's like maybe it could even be just emotional baggage, and it's even something maybe you're not even aware of that you have. So how can you address something if you're not aware of it? So this one's pretty heavy and tight, but I'm sure you find a way. Or again, maybe if you're not in that spot, then it's like good on you then, but don't maybe change your course as you don't want to end up here. So with that, you heed the warning or advice or whatever, or maybe you are and then you get out. Whatever you do, you get past it, you get through it, and we continue. And now we get to the third card, positive influences, and just try to get Four of Wands featuring the Liberian Lynx. And yes, I am aware there's two of them. That pick. So let's go to Wands. All right, Four of Wands. Community, home, celebration, parties, reunions, gathering, stability, and belonging. So who maybe you found your group, your subculture, your people you vibe with. It could even be like say roommates. Maybe you got a new job and you're just vibing with everyone. You found, you know, basically literally good times. And then you also in this you got some stability, so you're not stressed because the first card you're stressing out and burning out. Second card is saying, oof, you got burned so much now it's like really affecting your headspace. But now whatever you did to get through that or work through it or work on yourself or what have you, you now feel like you're finally home. You can finally relax. You can finally be yourself. You can finally chill, and everything's like looking good for you essentially. The most important, I think, here's one thing: the most important part of this all is you feel fulfilled. Feel like what you're doing is mattered. You're feeling what you did or are doing or going to do actually matters to you, and not superficial or like matters on the scale of like what's the society think or what do my parents or friends or whoever think. It's like you feel good. What you're doing is what you want to do. So it could be, here's an example. Say, I don't know, maybe you went to school to be like, I don't know, like a doctor or something, and then you realize you're more passionate about culinary arts and food and want to become a chef, or just a quick example, but whatever it is, you find the thing you want to do and you're like, yes, I want to spam this. I want to do it. This is what my calling is, I guess, or this is just me. And you get to be authentic while doing it. So very good. This one was very deep and heavy, but then this one was really, I guess, rewarding. So now we're just gonna fast forward and go bzz and just see where you are still and how things are going for you. And that we got 10 of Pentacles featuring the Sheltie. Don't know what kind of dog that is, but it is a dog. So let's go to Pentacles and check out what's going on over there. 10. Legacy, roots, family, ancestry, windfall, inheritance, foundation, privilege, ability, tradition, culmination, and affluence. Not influence, but affluence with an A. Okay. Okay, so even more good times because also was reunion, celebrating family gathering, sense of belonging and community. Now it's saying legacy, roots, family, ancestry, inheritance, windfall. I'm just reading the card again. I guess the big thing is tradition and stability, and then just culmination of everything coming together and whatever community or people you're with, because family's just not blood relatives or anything. It could also be your friends and stuff, or people close to you, if you will. You left a much more impression on them that they will remember you. And let's see, you were looking for a place to belong, you found it, and now it's like almost like, I guess, if I had to take it put into way of a metaphor or something for like a city or town, there's a statue made of you because you did something really good or awesome for your people. And it could be a number of things. You could have just been there for them to listen, lend an ear. You could have given some good ass advice. You could have contributed or donated to charity of your community or helped people out, whatever you did. Basically what you did matters and it made an impact. And it potentially leads to, let's just say, because here it says like inheritance and stuff, but it could be, maybe money fell into your lap. Maybe people remember the kindness you did or whatever you did for them and they want to pay you back. Not as a transactional thing, but people felt like you generally help them and they just want to give a little something for you as like almost like gratitude. So very good spot to be in because at least keep going forward, you still feel good with what you're doing and helping people out. Or even helping yourself out or just learning and growing. So very good. And now we fast forward even more to the last card, and this one's long-term results. So it could be the end of the story. It could be continued. It could be a number of things, but let's go and see what it does. Death. Oh dear. And I don't mean oh dear because of the card death, because it's a Canadian goose, and those motherfuckers are nasty. Well, they not that they're nasty. They just take shit from no one. You fuck with them, they'll start honking and like try to bite you. And a lot of people hear the name Death card and think, oh no, but it's more of the meaning of death that to me makes it a really cool card. So let's go to number 13. Let money fall into your lap. Exactly. All right, death. Transformation, endings, change, transition, letting go, release, new beginnings, metamorphosis. So on this one, it's all again positive, moving, ending, closing chapter, starting something new, leaving the baggage in the past, let the past be in the past and let it die. Or maybe these experiences were so life changing for you that you feel like you're a whole new person, hence the transformation. Or I guess you want to think about like in the animal kingdom, you're like a caterpillar, in your cocoon, and now you're a butterfly. Completely different lifestyles as when you're on the ground. Butterflies, you freely fly around. After all these experiences, it has changed you. Maybe someone touched you, like, and I mean that in your heart. Like someone touched your heart and inspired you, or you feel so good from a sense of accomplishment in what you've done and become that you can almost celebrate your change. And that whatever's holding you down before, because the first two cards are very heavy, holding you back like chains. Um, you can let that all go and keep looking bright to the future and know that I guess essentially that good times are coming. Life has ups and downs, but you feel so fulfilled and accomplished from what has happened so far. It's like you can't wait to see what's over the horizon or new game, or like you finished a video game and now you're like, okay, on to the next one. And then you'll take all these lessons to heart, though. So it's like, again, you leveled up experience. Now I forgot to do this for the first reading, but that's okay. I'll do it for this one, the bonus Oracle card. This has a quick message, usually a positivity, and that's about it. But I like to do as a little cherry on top extra. I would get Nicholas Flamel, and his card represents, sorry, does the camera catch it? Generosity. Look, that has a cool little monocle and all. Pretty cool guy. Then this card did talk about being fair, generous, homecoming, so it fits very well as a final piece to your reading. The Oracle card deck is separate from the Tarot deck, so it's just a nice little, again, add-on. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that, Vegan Cannibal. And now I'm going to shuffle again and get right on to the next one. I wish I had like an automatic deck shuffler. I'm doing it in chunks. I'm trying to spread them out as evenly as I can, but it's alright, let me get to the next soundtrack. Michelle Everbloom, is it hot over there? Over here it's like 60 degrees. I think it's gonna be 60 again tomorrow. Then I think over the weekend it's gonna dip back down into the like 40s and 30s. I should almost be done shuffling. Okay, let me pull up the thingy. Okay, next up on the board we have clam chowder and fries. Okay, clam chowder and fries. do a 5-card spread, tells a little story about you, and second card I play in reverse, and reverse cards have alternate meanings. But yeah, it tells us a little story about you, and just see is generally where it goes. I need another. Okay, let's get started. Start with 5 of Cups featuring the Corgi. So happy he is. Let me go pull up Art Cups 5. Loss, right? Yeah. Loss, grief, disappointment, sadness, mourning, discontent, feeling let down. Quite strong because in the card here he looks happy. Unless I have the wrong chart up, but it Cups, 5 of Cups, so I have to go with that. But now I question what I have, so I'm gonna look that up real quick. Oh, see what the regular or traditional art looks like. Okay, I guess it's just the animal deck, because the real card is much sadder. But whatever. Okay, just making sure I had the right. Yeah, loss, grief, disappointment, sadness, mourning, discontent, feeling let down. Maybe you're burned a lot in the past. People have wronged you. Sad, maybe you lost someone. It could be either friendships, a job, relationship, lover. You name it. Loss of money. All these, anything that could really impact and affect both. Hopefully, whatever it is isn't too heavy, because you want to move on and get on it. But there is a time to be sad. There is a time and place to mourn. Feel bad. I guess it's natural. It's natural, normal emotions and shit. There's no quick way to get through it, but it is something that you have to process. And this is just the start of the game, so maybe because you're having a rough start, we can see and hope things get better. At least for now, just you feel even maybe kind of about everything, and you lost something, maybe you can't get over it. Not that you should get over, but it's like it keeps beating you up on the inside emotionally. So you just had a great type of loss. I don't know on what scale or what magnitude, but it's your loss, not dismissing it. But you just have to process it. So get to the second card and see how well you process it. The second card is the obstacle, and the obstacle is usually something not necessarily used against you, but it's like a warning or hey, heads up, you can end up here if you don't change course, or you could be stuck in a bad situation and it may give you an idea of how to get out of it. Or in video game terms, you're just in a dungeon and in a very difficult boss. But either way, that second card I play in reverse, so it's going to be upside down and it's going to have alternate meanings. We get 9 of Wands featuring the Fennec Fox. Pretty cool guy. So normally it would look like this, but it's going to be played in reverse or upside down. And let me pull out the meanings. Wands and I'll read what it does normally, and then I'll tell you the reverse, just so you get an idea of what's what. Upright, last stand. Persistence, grit, resilience, perseverance, close to success, fatigue. I don't know, I put resilience twice. Let me edit that. Take it off this. Okay, but you have it in reverse, so it's actually going to have these meanings: stubbornness, rigidity, defensiveness, refusing to compromise, giving up, exhaustion, fatigue, and unsure motivations. So this one kind of gets a little more interesting because the first card we have already kind of kind of rough, I guess, is one way to put it. The first one was talking about grief and loss and mourning. And now this one is fatigued, giving up, you're exhausted, you have unsure motivations, like you're unsure of yourself, you don't know what you not that you don't know what you're doing, but maybe you're like kind of a spec and you easily get overwhelmed. I guess the two that really stick out to me here's the stubbornness and refusing to compromise. Unfortunately, it's cool when positive things fall in our lap, but a lot also making compromises with others, or maybe to achieve things you want to do, you got to give a little, or I guess gotta give a little to get a little. It's also more than just I don't mean just transactional stuff, but like maybe it's also saying you might have to understand other people so they understand you, or it's not just transactional, or say like money or like a favor, but it's like everything. Maybe be more open minded. Maybe things are too difficult and you can't grasp or understand things, so you give up, or feel exhausted and mentally burned out because it's like outside of your comfort zone and here's a better word, too over, it's overwhelming you. And then you don't, maybe you feel exhausted or tired from trying to do something that you can't quite process or understand, so hence you give up, and then you feel weak and tired and demotivated to learn or grow or expand or whatever, because the thing you're trying to either learn or compromise with or figure out is either beyond your comprehension, or you just don't get it, even though some people might clearly explain it to you. It's like something's not clicking. And it's not on you or the thing, it's just like one of those things, how it is. And there's unsure motivation. So maybe you're not even sure why you're trying to understand something you don't understand, or it was like, why am I even doing this thing? Or why am I going through with this? So as an example would be, just say you want to get out more and hang out with more people IRL. Maybe go get food, go to a party, get some drinks, mingle, whatever. You force yourself to go, but then you start thinking like, why am I even doing this? I don't really want to go. I'll probably have more fun at home being online and chilling and like ordering a pizza. So it's like you're starting to question, maybe in the long term, or maybe just another way to sum it up, you feel kind of lost or at a loss, and you're trying to find solutions or things to do or a place to belong, or just you're just trying to do. But hopefully, if this is like a warning, you don't fall into this trap of being there, or if you're in there, maybe now you have some ideas of how to get out. Again, if you're not aware of these things, it's like, how do you know how to say fix it or like approach it? But that's why we're doing the card. But so you get through that difficult boss or dungeon that you leveled up. You go to an inn. You just take a rest, and we'll see where you're at. Third card is Page of Wands, featuring the Woka. Don't know what that is. It's probably Australian though, from the looks of it. Cute little guy. So let me pull up Page of Wands. I was already in Wands. Page. Adventure, excitement, fresh ideas, cheerfulness, energetic, fearless, extroverted, exploration, freedom. So hoo-wee, this card is exactly what you fucking needed. Or at least you got through those difficult times of being lost and confused and tired and all that. And now, I don't know, maybe you had a vision, maybe you slept on it, maybe thought about it, maybe you're just walking around town, you saw something that really sparked inspiration with you, or found something or some people or some whatever that really resonated with you. And now you feel, because before you're feeling fatigued and tired and like burned out, now it's saying energetic, adventure and excitement. You're full of ideas. I like how it says exploration and freedom, and that literally and metaphorically. It could be like maybe you got into maybe you found like a new hobby, maybe you found new things to try out, things you're just something excited you basically, and now it's got you feeling alive. Or as a cool Darkest Dungeon 2 quote, where the heart still beats, desire will never die. And it's even saying extroverted, which I think is interesting because it's meaning you're gonna be more outgoing, a go-getter. You're gonna seize more opportunities and approach others. You're not gonna just like wait for things to fall into your lap or say retreat to your corner. And even if it's not like a long-term thing, at least it's like, hey, you're willing to try and go out of your comfort zone for certain things. And you're not even fearing rejection or failing or any of that, but you're just so thrilled or you got jazzed up about something like, yo, I want to do all the things. Or like, let's just say you don't like pizza, which is blasphemy, but whatever. Say you're talking to a friend who's really passionate about pizza, and you're like, you know what? You talking about it so much, you got me excited and hyped for. I think I'm gonna try pizza, even though I'm kind of scared of it. And again, that's just a, a basic example, but hopefully you get the idea from that. And you're going into stuff with a good attitude, good mindset. So I like the adventure, exploration, and freedom. Or maybe you found or you're curious about different ways of life and maybe you want to try something. Another example would be, say, for some people, they have like a sexual gay or whatever awakening or something. And like, oh, maybe I'll date someone of the same gender or whatever, or same sex or something. Or, or maybe you want to dress and express yourself differently that a lot of people don't agree with, but whatever it is, it's like, yo, I want to do these things. These things look interesting to me. These look fun. Michelle Everbloom says this makes me think I need to revisit tarot again. Yes, you do. All right, we're gonna go to the so that third card's very uplifting in my opinion. And now we're gonna go to the fourth card and fast forward a little bit into your near future and just see how your game is going. Michelle Everbloom says, I've been having a series of interesting and strange interrelated dreams this whole week. Well, hopefully daylight savings time didn't mess you up. So I was bending a card over here. I didn't even realize the clock went forward. What did I realize? I'm like, hey, isn't that coming up? And then at work, I'm like, wait a minute. I was at 10 a.m. today, but we fast forward the clock. So it's like, I was like, oh, yeah, I was like, why is it lighter outside? I'm like, all right, it's daylight saving. Back to the reading. We're going to fast forward to the fourth card and just see what's going on. King of Pentacles, which we saw before, featuring the Emperor Penguin. King of Tiger, let's go. Pentacles. Abundance, prosperity, security, ambitions, or ambitious. Safe, kind. Patricia, I still don't know what that word is. Protective, businessman, provider, central, reliable, and patriarchal. In fact, I'm Googling that right now and seeing how I'm supposed to say it and what it means. Okay, patriarchal. Relating to characteristics of a patriarch. Oh, the word kind of sounds kind of sus to me, but patriarchal. And how's it going? Welcome in. Lizuki. You saying that right? How are you? And welcome in. Or Lizuki 7. Oh yeah, so again, this card is more um you're in charge more now, I guess is a good way to say it. And maybe you did something, maybe I'm losing your everyday trans girl. How are you? I am all right. I decided to start my day. We had a short shift at work today and I wanted to stream, but I've been doing a lot of art and gaming lately and I haven't done tarot in quite a long time. So I'm like, you know what? it's still sunlight out because I like to do tarot during the day because there's sunlight and I can be a little louder in the microphone. I don't have to worry about people sleeping. Oh, you know what? Let's do some readings today because I finally have a backlog of readings to do. People redeem them with channel points, and then when I get enough to do a stream, I do one essentially. I know not everyone can be here, so I do it and I upload the VOD to YouTube, and then I'll just link people the timestamp with their specific reading. That way, if they don't want to hang around or they want to listen to it at their own convenience, they can. But yeah, the King of Pentacles, so maybe somewhere you got confidence, you broke out of your shell. It did talk about exploring and confidence, being fearless. But now it talks about your kind, your ambitious abundance. So maybe things are just clicking and vibing for you, and people know they can count on you. You can count on yourself. You know your limits. You know what you can handle. You won't take on more than you can chew. You could make the difficult decisions if you have to. Not really much to say other than I guess you're in control. Big literally the emperor penguin. I like how it says you're also a provider. It talks about businessman and stuff. So maybe you got a little business going. And as an example for that, maybe let's just say, I don't know, you decide to start a little business or do something with money, or being an entrepreneur or something, or OnlyFans, fans, like you name it, whatever. But it turned out to be really a positive thing, and you had a little success with it, and now you're like, you know what, I can do this, I can spam this, this is good, I feel authentic, I want to do more. So you want to grow, so you're in a little bit of a better position, and also maybe financially, because it paid off and worked, that you have a little more money to invest. And as investing in things like money in stock or your business, or even just investing in yourself. But you know, you still have stuff you want to invest in, whatever. People know they can count on you. And Lizuki, if you want a reading, it is 6,000 channel points. I just keep that because some people just come in quickly, like, can I get a reading? Okay, bye. And they don't follow or anything. So I just figured. And if you redeem it, I'll do it live. But if you don't have points, that's okay because I chronically stream almost every day. So points go up right just by following. And if you are ever around doing a tarot stream and redeem it, I can do it on the spot live for you. Or if not, I can add it to the queue and do it next time I do a tarot stream. And then again, I could upload the VOD and link people their time slot. But all right, clam chowder and fries. We're going to go to the 5th card, long-term results, and we're just going to see where this is all heading, or at least what's becoming of your game or story or journey or script or whatever. We get the Page of Swords featuring a Komodo bear. I was about to say Komodo, like a Komodo dragon, but no, it is a bear. Let's go back to the Book of Swords quick. All right, Page of Swords. Curious, witty, chatty, communicative, inspired, vigilant, alert, mental agility. All right, hit the camera again. Restlessness, mental energy. I like this one because more curiosity has struck you. You're chatting and talking more, so that's pretty cool. You're alert, you're sharp. Maybe things that it talks about mental energy, ability. Maybe things that would used to exhaust you before, like let's just say crowds or talking to people, you know, sensory overload or overstimulating, stuff like that. Or being overwhelmed, I should say, from doing what most people consider like normal everyday things. Don't wear you out as much anymore. Like God talks about, you're alert, so you're more aware of your surroundings, you're more aware of yourself, you know your own boundaries, you know your own limits. I do like how it says you're curious and inspired. So after all the things you did, you're in a pretty good place and you want to do more. And I don't know, you're just keeping a lookout for the next fun thing to do or next literally anything. So say like you want to try a new food, you want to go out, you want to go to a convention, you want to maybe learn music, you want to learn an instrument, new job, maybe you want to go to school, or just even not any of those, but say learn a skill, or just literally anything. You are all for it and ready for it because you're in such a better mind space. Because those first two cards are pretty heavy, but when the third card came up, you were on a really good track, and the fourth card got a little interesting. But then now it's wrapping up. It's like, okay, you're still on a good path. And again, there's no set time frame or limit for any of this. So it could be, who knows, months, weeks, it could be years, it could be over your entire life slowly. So it's not like, oh, Michael, you said this would happen at this time. I'm like, no, this is just a general vibe check on you. Or reading a script or story, or it could even be one of your stories. And you're like, could it just be one overall experience or all I know? For now, we're going to give a little cherry on top and do a oracle card for a quick message. We get the cow that represents care. Either caring for others or self-care, but you know, again, you know what to do when you feel overwhelmed. You know what to do when you're tired. You know, you go to bed. You know what to do to make yourself feel better. Or if you're not in a good headspace, at least you know when to retreat and recoup. Hopefully that was cool for you. Yeah, I'll just shuffle for a minute and then we'll get to the next reading. And I haven't done one of these. I think the last time I did a stream like this or readings in general was like, God, like 9 months ago or some shit. Fuck, it could have even been exactly a year ago. And a little more shuffle, and then we'll get right on it. To the next person. Hello, One Winter Leaf. And the next person, name is pretty funny. I'll leave a pin message because some people have been asking me and sending some DMs. Not much, just doing a tarot reading stream today. I have a queue of a bunch of people that redeemed it, so I'm just going through the list. And I upload the VOD to YouTube so I can link those people their reading. So that way they can see it and listen to it at their own convenience and they don't have to be here live. And it lets me, you know, do the thing, or I guess content in this case. So I just do it, and for anyone showing up, it's like, okay, but I don't know if people are going to come. And I don't know, you would have to ask Lizuki7 that. I'm pretty sure Lizuki was just a nice introduction way of just saying I'm trans. At least that's how I took it. And it's like a quick way to letting me know their pronouns and all that, so. Alright, just gotta change the song real quickly. And then I will get on the next one. Music. Every day, ever bloom. Alrighty. Pull up the time. Say 1 hour, 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Okay, and the next person we have up is Ancient Tormented Soul. Okay. Write the name there. What? Your username. Use it. You're good. All right, just give me a second. Ancient Tormented Soul. Kind of show up from the next last reading. I do a 5-card spread. Kind of tells a little story about you, or in video game terms. I'll just say it's like an RPG. You make a character, go to dungeons, bosses, level up, EXP, follow story. The 5-card spread, cards played have meanings. If they're played upside down or called reverse, they have alternate meanings. I'll walk you through it though, of course. First card is nothing much to it. It's the star, or technically in the spread, and the spread just means like a format. As if, say, like you're playing with poker cards. There's poker, there's blackjack, there's 7-star, Texas Hold'em, all that. So in tarot, it's called a spread. And I am doing a spread of 5 cards. The first card's the significator, or significant factor, or something like that. Second card's the obstacle. Third card's positive influences. The fourth card is near future, and the fifth card is long-term results. So we just hit new file, enter your name here, Ancient Tormented Soul, click start, go. Already got 3 of Cups featuring Erosian Griffin Vulture. Write the name, but there's 3 of them and it's cups, so let's go to the chart and look up 3 of Cups. Alright, 3 of Cups. Friendship, community, gatherings, celebration, group events, social events, happiness. Okay, right off the bat, you're just a very bubbly, cheerful, welcoming person. You like the sense of community, people you hang out with, pretty happy and chill and feeling fulfilled. So makes me wonder what can go on from here. But I don't know. It also says social events, gatherings. So you're just into hanging out, sense of community, chilling with people, the homies or friends and family, what have you. Whatever it is, you're a very cozy person, but you like being out and about and doing stuff, or even in inviting people in. And that could be friendships. It doesn't literally mean like, like say parties and stuff like that. But you're here to chill, make friends, easy to make friends, like making friends. All points to it. So this is where things are going to get spicy now. The second card is the obstacle, and this card is not necessarily used against you, but it might address something you need to overcome, something holding you back, thing maybe you should let go or rethink things. Or maybe it could even be like a warning, like, hey, you're still acting this way or doing these things, you might end up here. But we won't know until we see what it is. And this card will be played in reverse. So first I'll read off the normal meanings, but then I'll tell you what it means in reverse after. So we get 5 of Swords, featuring an anglerfish. And I think this card's pretty vicious on its own, but since it's in reverse like this, upside down, it's gonna have different meanings. But let me 5 of Swords, let me go pull it up. Okay, normally it means arguments, disputes, aggression, bullying, intimidation, conflict, hostility, stress, unbridled ambition, win at all costs, and sneakiness. But this is in reverse and in the obstacle slot, and I always play that one in reverse. Gonna mean reconciliation, resolution, compromise, revenge, oh dear, regret, remorse, cutting losses, resentments. I don't know why that's there twice. Resentment, desire to reconcile, and desire to forgive. So, oh dear, maybe in all your communal partying or gathering, or even just chilling or whatever, maybe you had an out with someone, or this beef between you and someone else, but You want to reconcile, you want to compromise, kind of patch things up, but at the same time, you still feel bitter about whatever happened, or sour, or salty, or someone maybe have wronged you, maybe you wrong someone, but this at least shows you want to make up to some degree, even if you say, let's just say you used to be friends and now you're not friends anymore. And even if you make up, you're not doing it in hopes of being friends again. You genuinely want to make up because you feel bad and you just want to let them know, hey, sorry I did X whatever to you. And even if you can't be friends after that, you're okay with that because at least you got it off your mind. It just basically shows you're human and have thoughts and feelings and all that that you actually do. You can also see and recognize maybe you did something not cool to someone and that doesn't sit well with you, and you either want to make amends or atone, or even just say, hey, I know, I'll use an example like, hey, I was kind of a jerk to you back then or something, or even something recent. I just want to let you know I'm really sorry about that. And that, yeah, you basically you have a conscience. And then also the part where it says revenge. So maybe you also want to get back at the person, but hopefully not. But at least for the most part, the card talks about compromising, and you have the urge to forgive and genuinely make up and forgive and get over and get through or patch things up. So I'm not sure what you've been up to, but at least, again, you have a conscience. So that's always a plus in the world of ours. A lot of people don't, or they're oblivious to their own feelings. Right, so maybe that was a warning saying, hey, if you stay on course of whatever it is you're doing, you're gonna end up in a weird spot, or maybe you're already in that weird spot and this is showing you maybe, but the anglerfish there, the light is showing you the way out. Even though I know the anglerfish uses the light to lure in its prey, but you can use metaphors here and there. All right, so assuming you got through that and worked on it or whatever, we get to the third card, and that's positive influences. This is where things should theoretically or are bound to take a step in a very positive direction, but bad shit can still always happen. But so we get the magician, hells yeah, featuring white tigers. So a little power confidence boost, just what you needed. Let me go pull it up. Oops, that's the fool. Okay, the magician. Willpower, desire, creation, manifesting, mastering, skill, ability, concentration. Knowing that you're magical, tap into your magic and direct your energy to what you want. Cookie Cake did roulette and you survived. Good job. All right, but this card, super massive power boost, I guess, or maybe even ego boost. But because before it talked about you had a desire to forgive and make up, blah blah blah, and here it says you still have the desire, but now you know to manifest. And well, let's talk about this. The card talks about skill and ability and concentration, and basically you're working on yourself. It could be either skills, set of skills, it could be yourself, it could be specific goals in mind, but you're working on them. You're bringing your hopes and dreams and thoughts and imagination to life, literally. And you're spending more time. This is a really good one. You're directing your energy and spending your time and energy on things that you want to, that matter to you, rather than worrying about, say, oh, someone looked at me funny the other day, or people mistreating you. I mean, that shit still sucks, but at least it's like, no, I want to you want to focus on the things that you want to do, or the things you care about and are into. So it's just like, I don't know, maybe now like you want to focus more like a laser beam. So maybe you picked up a new skill and you want to really develop that skill and get into it more. And you have it, you just, skill comes with practice and age and time or whatever. So pretty cool move that you're like, you know what? Maybe doing that weird zone you're in, you had time to do more of what you wanted, and now you're like, I definitely want to do this or do the things. I'm going all in on it. for better or for worse, you know, whatever. It's something you want to do, and it's how you're going to focus your time and energy on. And it doesn't have to be just one thing. It could be multiple, but just to give you an idea. That came right when we needed it, and now we're going to fast forward a bit and go to the near future and just check out what's going on. Ace of Pentacles, bring the Pala, Pala, Palawan Peacock Pheasant. Jesus, that's a long name. But nonetheless, let's up Pentacles, new opportunities, resources, abundance, prosperity, security, stability, manifestation, new adventure. So manifestation is really cool because that talks about the last card. You're trying to bring things to life and create and get skilled and good at them. So that's happening. You got new opportunities at your foot or presented to you, I should say, new adventure. So maybe something's on the horizon, maybe a new job, maybe you're moving, maybe you're going to school, new opportunity for new something that's got you jazzed up. Talks about resources. You have all that you need. So the only resource you need to spend, I guess, is your time. At least as far as material things and say like money or food or that kind of stuff or a roof over your head, you got that. This is almost saying you got the things, now you can really pursue and get into more of what you want to. You're not tossing your responsibilities aside. You're not abandoning anything. It's just like, hey, I don't know. It's like if you ever needed a sign to continue to do something or do something new or go really hard or go all out on something, this is literally saying that. You have the tools, reach for the stars, go for the thing you want. Do basically, I just Tyler Buffett, just do it. You're good to go. You don't need anyone's permission other than your own. And if you're unsure or don't know if you're ready or not, this is literally saying you are ready. The time is now. What are you waiting for? But in a good way, not like a bad way. Because, you know, we're all ready when we're ready. All right, so we're going to fast forward a bit more now, go to the long-term results. So I guess like a scoreboard or the results of the reading. It can also be ending the story. It could be a to be continued, like a cliffhanger in a TV series. Who knows? But we're here to find out. We're here to clown. I got 7 of Pentacles featuring dwarf hamsters. Let them go. Go to 7. Harvest, reward, results, growth, progress, perseverance, patience, planning, hard work, and diligence. Holy shit. So you went for the thing. You went for the goal. And you got it, or at least you're on your way to getting it. Because, again, you're practicing, you're manifesting, you're creating, increasing, you're honing your skills. And here it's talking about results, growth, progress. So, you know, it's all leveling up if you need to think about like RPG terms. You have the patience and perseverance, so you know that you may stagnate a little bit or hit a wall or maybe not be improving as fast as you want, but you are okay with that. You're aware of it. Just because you're not fucking lightning fast, that doesn't mean you're not growing or learning. But at least you're aware that shit takes time and you already see the growth in yourself. So at least you know, hey, you know, you don't have to sweat or thinking, why isn't it working? Why am I not getting better? It's like those people that try to lose weight, that check their weight scale every single day and flip out if they don't go down. You know, I think body weight fluctuates a lot. And if you are losing weight and going down, it kind of goes down steadily. And like maybe like, let's just say if you are like checking the weight scale every single day, maybe do it once a week or something like that. I don't know. But either way, you know it's working. You know your hard work is paying off. You're going places. So it's all just a happy sign that you should, well, not should, but I just say should, but I don't mean it literally. It's like, you might want to consider going into whatever sparks that fire in you and go for it because you're really digging and vibing with it. Literally, this is like a win-win for everybody. But now we're going to give you a bonus oracle card, which is separate. from tarot cards, which is a positive, quick message, like a fortune cookie, cherry on top, happy, happy, lucky, lucky dessert or something. Or you get Morgan Le Fay, which represents inspiration. I don't know if you can see it with the lighting in my room, but I don't know who Morgan Le Fay is, but inspiration, that's all you need to know. Either you're inspired by others or others are inspiring you, or you're inspiring the world, you know, whatever. Inspiration, passion, good shit. Okay, 1 second while I queue up the next one. All right, I think I'll do maybe 1 or 2 more. And I haven't done this in like almost a year, so I want to try to get back into it. I usually have a tablecloth with some graphic on it, but I just want to hit go, so I'm like, I wasn't thinking too much of setup. Other than, you know, I want to make sure the camera works, my cell phone. Yeah, just gonna shuffle for a quick minute. All right, I'm gonna pull up the next timestamp. Couple more quick shuffles, and then we will get on that. All right, the next reading is for Baki Dojinshi. See what you did there? We'll get on this. All right, Baki Dojinshi, do a 5-card reading. Takes a little look at you, tells a story about you, or maybe something, an experience that you had or going through or will go through. You know, just something about you, all related to you. And it's a 5-card spread. I read them out, go through it, yada yada. Maybe I'll compare it more to like video game stuff, like an RPG. So the first card is going to be start of your journey. You basically turn on the game, new file, name your character, hit go. Second card is the obstacle. It could be a difficult boss or dungeon or puzzle even that you can't quite figure out. Third card is positive influences. So maybe beat the boss dungeon. You got to the next town. You can rest, heal, spend your talent points, buy some new gear, some new skills, what have you. And then the fourth card is the near future to see where you are at in this game or journey or story. And then the fifth card is long-term results, which could be the end of the game or story. It could be to be continued. It could be a M. Night Shyamalan twist. Who knows? And at the very end, after that, I do a bonus oracle card, which is just a positive message, almost like a fortune cookie or something. Okay, so let us start. Pretty straightforward, but we'll pull the first card and we'll just see where it goes from there. All right, we got the world featuring the red panda. Look at him. Look at him go. But right off the bat, we got freaking art the world, completion, achievement, fulfillment, sense of belonging, wholeness, harmony. New chapters beginning, ending of another chapter, maybe travel. But I've had to sum up this card. I have to say, like, good vibe, greatness. Yeah, that's a good way to say. But say like you went through like a college course or even just a regular course that took a class and you passed. You worked towards something, you completed it, you accomplished it, you achieved something, and good vibes around. So, maybe the world is your oyster. Maybe you want to see the world. Maybe you got a new job. Maybe you got accepted into school. Maybe you finished school. You want to go to grad school. Maybe you started to learn a new skill or trade. Like, who knows? But you went through a lot, some ordeals, or let's just say a video game. I like the video game terminology. You beat a game, really difficult game, celebrating, you feel good, and you're like, okay, on to the next game. Like, go, go, go. Not let's go again, as in the same game, and do it better like a speed run, but more like, go, go, go. I want to try another game. I want to do all the things. Literally, the world is your oyster type of a thing. So this is where things get a little spicy. We go to the second card, which is the obstacle, and this could be something that's, say, like you're a wagon or something, a bump in the road. Maybe there's like a trap hole that you're not aware of. Maybe there's a bridge you need to cross, or like a river, but the bridge is broken, so you have to find an alternate way of crossing, or something cock blocking, just something impeding your adventure. And those I play in reverse. And if you know anything about tarot cards, they all have a set of meanings, but when you play them in reverse or in this upside down, they have an alternate list of meanings that will follow. This one you get Temperance featuring the Caribou. And normally it would look like this, but since I always play the obstacle card in reverse, Caribou guy is going to look like that. So let me pull up number 14, Temperance. So normally it means, I'll give you the rundown. So normally it will mean balance, peace, patience, moderation, calm, tranquility, harmony, sincerity, middle path, finding meaning. But since this dude is in reverse like this, I'm going to treat it as either a warning or something that needs attention to, that you need that's something you need to maybe overcome or get through, that's holding you back potentially. So it's going to mean imbalance, excess, like too much, extremes, discord, but not like the app, but the actual literal meaning of discord, recklessness, and hastiness. Kind of funny because the first card was talking about good job, on completing things, feeling good, warm, and welcome, and on to the next thing. You want to do all the things. This card appears to be saying slow the fuck down. You're losing your sense of balance, your sense of purpose and mission, I guess. You're too fast and hasty and reckless, that you're gonna fumble a lot more. Or maybe we just slow down a bit and take a look at the bigger picture, take a deep breath, take a drink of water or some beverage. Maybe think things through more. It also talks about going to the extremes of stuff. So maybe let's just say, oh, I want to learn how to be a blacksmith, and you spend all this money on like all these fucking insane but yet cool tools, or sign up for like these really expensive courses and classes that require a lot of material that you have to buy out of pocket to learn. And then you realize, like, a week or two into the class or whatever, trade school or whatever, you realize, ew, this sucks, or this isn't for me, and now you wasted all that money on it. So I don't know what's got you jazzed up. Maybe you want to do all the things. Maybe you're really excited. Maybe you got a lot of momentum. So you're also riding the high of that momentum. Isn't necessarily a bad thing, but in this case, it's just saying, whoa, slow down, take a deep breath, just think through, or maybe don't jump right away to all the things. Give yourself some time to rest. Give yourself some time to think. Um, you have too much on your plate, so don't obviously take more than you can chew. So maybe, you go to a big buffet. Maybe don't eat as much. Eat first, chill, and talk a bit. then go back for another plate. Like basically don't fill up, don't think faster than your stomach can expand. You don't want to be sitting there at the table, not eat, and got too much food and you can't finish it now, then you have to pay extra because you're wasting food. Like discord, so everything's disarray, things are pandemonious and chaos. So just maybe again, take it down a notch, slow down, smell the roses, calm down, relax, and chill more, I guess. But again, I don't know if you're in the spot now and you need to do that, or if this is just saying, hey, if you don't slow down and stuff, you're gonna go into a little funk. So maybe keep it in mind. But there's no definitive answer. This is what it means. This is what you should do. This is all very suggestive and ideas thrown out there. So I'm gonna go to the third card. So now that you got through that, overcame that, or RPG sense, you defeated the difficult puzzles and dungeons. You get through the cave or mountains or whatever. Now you're in a whole new plane, and there's a town just ahead. You're like, sweet, I can heal, buy some new gear, see my class trainer, learn some new skills, spend my talent points, you name it. That we get Knight of Pentacles, also featuring a red panda. Look at that. Knight of Pentacles. All right, practical, reliable, efficient, stoic, slow and steady, hardworking, committed, patient, conservative, efficiency, hard work, responsibility. I don't know why hard work is there twice. Well, there's hard work and hard working. But okay, so you did slow down and start to think more and focus your shit like a laser beam and not jumping. Or I guess maybe it can even be metaphorically too, and like get distracted by something else. Like, yo, I want to learn how to say, I don't know, play a musical instrument like violin, and you go into it and you're like, oh, and then you see someone else playing a tambourine, you're like, I want to play a tambourine, and then you throw away your violin. Or you keep getting like, ooh, shiny. You get distracted, I guess, a good way to put it. Like, ooh, shiny, and you forget about exactly what's in front of you, what you're currently doing. So I like how it says you're efficient, slow and steady, committed and patient, because then shit takes time. You found your groove or your vibe. You are working hard towards what you want. How's efficiency there? I don't know what. I just wrote down this stuff from a few different sites of the meanings of cards, because the main site I like using, the way they interpreted the cards or the wording they used, I thought was really good and fun. And you could always look it up. But then recently they made it a paywall. Oh, if you want to read our meanings to the cards, you have to pay up. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And no one owns the meanings of the cards. I just like the verbiage they used better. But I'm like, okay, fuck it. I'll just kind of write down the generic ass meanings for these cards. And like, oh shit, I just bumped the camera, which is better anyway, because at least I have a spreadsheet on my computer now. Because before I just go to that website. But then if my internet was ever down or the site was down, I wouldn't be able to view it. So I guess it just also made me get off my ass and make a list of the meanings for the card. But I like how you're also reliable. People know they can count on you. You don't make promises you can't keep. And if, say, for whatever reason you can't keep a promise or shit goes bad, you let people know and be like, hey, I can't complete this or that because of X, Y reason. So you keep people in the loop, which is a very good thing. So I know when shit goes bad, they get embarrassed and hope the problem goes away and then it becomes a bigger problem later. At least now you're like, hey, I'm a level with you. I'd be frank. It's not working out, or I can't do this, or this is too much. Or another example is, hey, I need some help and or assist. But at least compared to the second card, the third card here was directly related to that, so that's always fun. So now we're going to go to the fourth card and fast forward a bit to see what's in the near future and see where this game is going, or your story, or whatever you want to call it. Five of Swords, and this time it's upright and featuring an anglerfish. Earlier we got it, but in reverse, so now we're going to see the initial meaning for it. Arguments, disputes, aggression, bullying, intimidation, conflict, hostility, stress, Unbridled ambition. Win at all costs. Sneakiness. Oh, damn. I don't know what's going on. Maybe as you leveled up and healed and all that, and start honing your skills more and being more dedicated. Maybe you butt heads with someone else. Now it's just like annoying for you. That's causing a lot of stress. And now it's also talking about disputes with other people and aggression and arguments. So I don't know what the hell happened. It could be a work partner, it could be someone on an assignment, maybe something happened where it disrupted the rift, and now instead of things being all good and vibing, now it's like, I'll use work as an example. You go to work, and now instead of just saying, yeah, I'm gonna go in and do my job, do a good job or whatever, and go home, clock out. Now it's like, oh, is so and so gonna be working? Oh, they're gonna give me a hard time. Like, I don't know what happened in between this time, because this is the near future where we fast forward a bit. And now you're in this situation, which is kind of funky. But and it talks about winning at all costs and being sneaky. So maybe you got an assignment. Maybe there's some spy versus spy action going on, and people are backstabbing each other, and you don't want to get tangled up in there, caught up in that, but you find yourself right in the middle of it. So it's like, oh, okay. I get the attitude towards life now is a little different, because before I used to chill and vibe, and now I'm like on guard and like to really watch my words. And now I have to worry if my colleagues or whoever are trying to backstab me and shit. And then you can also think, am I trying to backstab them? Like, what? I'm like, what happened? So that'd be interesting to hear what you think that happened on that one. And we're gonna fast forward even more and get long-term results. It could be continued. It could be the ending credits, the ending cutscene. It could be another adventure that gets started. But let's just see where it goes. We get 5 of Pentacles. Oh no! We get the Munchkin cat. Look, she's all beat up and she has like bandages. I'm not gonna say it's a bad card, but I know what this card means. So could be possibly a cliffhanger to be continued type of situation. But let me go with the 5 of Pentacles. Hardships, loss, isolation, feeling abandoned, adversity, struggle, unemployment, alienation, disgrace, need, poverty, and insecurity. So I am really sorry. Maybe that last job or group thing you had with other people, or it could be, it could be a number of things. I'm just using it as an example. Really fucking did a number on you. So maybe like you got fired, or maybe someone else got like promoted over you, but you felt also like you worked really hard improving yourself, and like, not that you should have gone the promotion, but I'll just say it like that because I don't think it's a nice way to say it. Maybe you should have gotten it. But then it also talks about unemployment, so maybe you blew it again, got fired. Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's Dove Tarot. I got it from Clover Puff, and she goes to conventions, and I saw she had a deck. It was made by, the art was made by a bunch of artists. I thought that was really cool that everyone drew a card and welcome in. But also poverty and unemployment and needs, so maybe some hardships happened. And now you're in a sticky situation, maybe a little short or tight on money. You feel isolated from those people now because those colleagues or whatever were also your friends and coworkers or whatever. So now you just feel like you've been abandoned. The struggle, basically, right now, the struggle is real. And even though you're riding a pretty high horse, but now things just took a turn. So maybe you gave too much that you can give. Maybe you're overbearing, or maybe you just did something that ended up backfiring, even though you had, like, say, good intentions, but just something you did kind of fucked yourself over. Something maybe from the past came to bite you in the ass. And who the hell knows? But it just talks about insecurity too, and struggling, adversity, you name it. So very rough. Or maybe you can even, like in the picture, maybe you got injured and now you can't perform, say, your job, therefore can't generate income. Therefore, you know, things can spiral out of control. So hopefully things don't spiral out of control. I would say hang in there. But this is definitely what I would say would be either an M. Night Shyamalan twist or if you're watching a TV show, a cliffhanger, and then it's like to be. Will Bakudo Jinshi get out of this one? Find out next season. So at least it led really good going up here, but now it has me wondering what is going to happen or what happened to get you in a not so good spot. And it can also be metaphorically, mentally too, but pentacles usually talk about more physical stuff like your finances and possessions and things like that. And sense of security, blah, blah, blah. So let's see what the Oracle card has to say. Is it just a positive boost message? Hikate or Hiseti? I don't know. I'm going to say Hikate. Initiation. What are we initiating? Are you coming? Maybe you found a group of misfits and other acolytes and they took you in. Now they're initiating you to rehabilitate you. Who knows? But yeah, Baki Dojinshi, I hope that was cool for you. Sorry, things went a little spicy and rough, but that's nature of tarot cards and readings. It can go, you don't know where it's going to go. And, you know, you can take it with a grain of salt. You can keep things in mind, whatever. It's, if you are going through any of that stuff, I would like to know, or maybe if you want to ever touch up on it again later and discuss it, of maybe what resonated with you, what vibed with you, maybe how off I was, how accurate, or something, you know, just be mindful. I'm really interested in knowing what's up, if anything's up, because, you know, anything can be up. All right, let's. I think I have time. Okay, probably do one more. Gonna shuffle the deck for a hot minute. Almost done. Almost there. Change the song for my. All right, start this one. 20. Okay, this next reading is for John Romero, E1M1. Wonder if that's a Doom reference. Yes, it is. Okay. GAR E1M1. Do a reading. It's a 5-card spread. I'll explain it on the way. So first thing, or you can think of it like a video game, RPG or something, new game, enter your character's name. Hit start, go, and we get, okay, Five of Pentacles, which we just did in our last reading, so very harsh. I'm just gonna say a very harsh card, but let me just read it over. Hardship, loss, isolation, feeling abandoned, adversity, struggle, unemployment, alienation, disgrace, need, poverty, and insecurity. So kind of hefty of a dude there, but um don't know what's going on in the past or what's going on. So maybe you hit rock bottom, but then hopefully if you did hit rock bottom, then theoretically you can only go up. But the hardships could be struggles you're going through. Maybe you made sacrifices, dealing with a lot of bullshit and adversities. Maybe you lost the job and now you're struggling because, still got to pay the bills and stuff. The whole alien and disgrace. Maybe people abandon you, either friends, family, even your job or employers. Just naming random stuff here. Now, the struggle is real, and that could be on so many levels. But the Pentacle cards usually talk about your finances and um, money, I guess, and possessions and stuff like that. But it can also be metaphorical as well, or symbolic, I should say. But this is where things kind of get spicy, even though things started out spicy right off the bat. The second card is the obstacle, or if it's like a game, a really hard boss or puzzle or dungeon or something, and you're struggling to get through it, or something holding you back, block blocking you, or bump in the road, just something, an encounter, just something. And those cards I play in reverse or upside down, and reversed cards have alternate meanings. So we get the Hanged Man. Whoops. But it's in reverse. Instead of this fruit bat being upside down, it's going to look like he's standing up. And the first card I forgot to mention was a Munchkin cat. Let's go to the Hanged. Funny because earlier in these readings, the Hanged Man was also played in the obstacle slot. So kind of funny to see it again, but it normally means sacrifice, waiting, uncertainty, lack of direction, perspective, contemplation, acceptance, new perspective, let go, release, and Mardi Gras. But since this guy's in reverse or upside down, however you want to say it, it's going to mean stalling, disinterested, stagnation, avoiding sacrifice, standstill, apathy, needless sacrifice, and fear of sacrifice. So things are still rough, things still suck, but now I guess you have a plan, maybe things are looking up, but things are once great, and things are going to get better, but it's taking much longer for that to happen. So now you're wondering, are things actually going to get better and improve? And basically, things have just come to a complete standstill. And now you're afraid to make a move in fears of making things worse. Or maybe you're afraid that you have to ask for help or give of yourself, or, like you got to give a little to get a little, because no one's going to come and just fix your problems for you. I mean, if they do, that's fucking great. But, kind of a tight, sticky spot because the first card is very rough, and this one's saying, okay, even if you do have a plan or a way out or how to get over it or better or through it or whatever, it's taking very long. So this card could even be saying the approach you're doing to better yourself or whatever may not be working. You may want to take a step back, see the bigger picture, and maybe try another plan or try again or change something up, because whatever you're doing, essentially, I'm not trying to sound rude or anything, it's not working. Or it's not bearing the fruit or results that you want in a time frame you want. So I don't know if maybe you set unreal expectations for yourself, or maybe you're just not sure what you should be doing and you could be lost. So it's easy to get frustrated or be like, well, I'm trying this and that, it's not working. So maybe it's like you don't know what you need to do or how to do it or whatever, but kind of a double doozy, I'm not gonna lie. But the third card is positive influences, so assuming you get through that, work it out, or ultimately find a solution. We're gonna go on to the third card, which represents positive influences. And that we get temperance. And we got this earlier in reverse, but now we get it in its regular standing form, featuring the caribou. Go to balance, peace, patience, moderation, calm, tranquility, harmony, serenity, middle path, finding meaning. Okay, I like how this talks about patience because panic, when you're in a bad spot, panicking doesn't help. It might make things worse. But this is like you had the patience that maybe you came up with a plan or solution or a course of action, and you're like, okay, it might be irritating or annoying, but I know if I stick with this new path or choice or whatever, it's going to bear fruit, but it's going to take time. And it also talks about finding the middle path or like compromise and stuff. So it's like, got to give a little to get a little. It's never always your way or the highway. So maybe you did have to come to terms with some things or come to terms with yourself about some things. And that's how you find your answer or solution to your specific problem. It also talks about being calm, so you know not to panic, or calm and peace, that you feel good, you really feel genuine about this choice or course of action that you're going to take or took. And you're finding meaning in what you do. So maybe you're doing things blindly, but now you have more conviction and passion and things to back up the things you do. You have a sense self of meaning and worth, identity even, and you're more confident in what you do now because you know basically essentially what you want. Well, I guess if you're going to Google for search results or asking Jeeves, you know now to ask the right prompts so you can get proper feedback to your problems. Kind of like how it talks about harmony and balance. So now, just overall a good place to be because those first two cards are a fucking doozy. And now you essentially found your footing, hence the balance. And you feel more confident in yourself, maybe believe in yourself, whatever it is you went through. You just better now, clearer mindset, better headspace, and you're ready to move forward. Even that's where we go to the fourth card, which is going to be near future. So we're just going to fast forward a tad, and we get 10 of Pentacles, featuring the Sheltie. We'll go grab that. Legacy, roots, family, ancestry, inheritance, windfall, foundations, privilege, affluence, stability, tradition, culmination. I'm gonna fucking Google affluence right. And it better not say, do you mean? Better not say, do you mean influence? No, affluence. State of having a great deal of money or wealth. Okay. Complicated word for that. All right, so things are going good. Maybe it was a new job. Maybe you moved. Maybe you went to school or whatever you did. Things are going in a good direction. Have more of what you need. Financial stability. Even though you worked hard towards this, you know that you're in a privileged situation to get this into this position of where you are now. Yes, you worked hard, yada yada yada, but it's also, I guess, some luck was involved too. Not everyone sometimes has the fate of getting that same good luck. It also talks about culmination, tradition, stability. Again, you found your footing. A lot of family roots and legacy. Maybe you found where you belong because Temperance is talking about finding meaning and belonging and stuff. Maybe you found people you vibe with or people, family. It could be a new family, it could be your current family, former family, but you feel like a sense of belonging. I like the inheritance, so maybe someone hooked you up with a free win somewhere or really helped out in a clutch situation. And not like hoping getting something in return, but because they genuinely wanted to help you. and see you thrive or get through it. But either way, maybe use that as a catalyst to get to where you are now. So someone could give you a little money to help you get back on your feet, and you did, but then you got a little bit more back on your feet, and you're in a much better position now. So very harsh start. Then you kind of realize there's something hits you, and you're like, "Oh shit, I can turn this around. I can do it. I can get through it." And now you're in a fucking mega peaceful, abundant place, but it's not over yet. We got the long-term results, or like as if it's like a bill at a restaurant. The total, the bill total tallies up all the cost of food, and you get your bill. It could be a M. Night Shyamalan plot twist, like our last reading. It could even be a to be continued cliffhanger, or it could be the end of the story. Either way, I'm all about it, and we're here to find out. King of Pentacles. Oh boy. Not a bad thing. I just seen this one a lot this stream, featuring the Emperor Penguin. This is another one talking about good financial stability, but let me go over abundance, prosperity, security, ambition, safe, kind, patriarchal, protective, businessman, provider, sensual, sensual. Some people say it without the H, but I can't do that. And reliable. So you're top of the world. Things are looking a lot better for you. People can trust in you. They can believe in you. Say you get something done, you'll do it. You have many ambitions. You got all the ideas. You got money to a more stable financial situation. You're no longer poverty, and the struggles are no longer real. You still have struggles, but at least you're in a safe space. And you remember the hardships you went through and how the people helped you through this and how you helped yourself to get through it all. And you're never going to forget that kindness and good vibes and shit. So now, I guess in a cliche kind of a way, you suffered so much that now you're a better and kinder person because of it, because you know how hard it is. So, and now, even now, you're in a state or in a position to help supply others or help others as well a little bit. So you have what you need, maybe a little more. You have plentiful amounts of shit. And I mean shit as in stuff. And now you can even possibly lend a hand to others in need. And then again, you won't forget your own struggles and stories of what you did to get there and how you got there. Basically, your story, literally, and all the things that helped you along the way. So powerful rags to not riches, but not bitches either, but just very sticky situation to a much better place. And now, just to complement that reading, I'm going to pull an oracle card with just a positive message. I will get the dog, which represents loyalty. Remember, loyalty comes from us being loyal to someone, not out of obligation, but because we want to be loyal to them. A lot of people are like, oh, I helped you out or gave you money, therefore you must be loyal to me. But that's more transactional. This is like genuine loyalty. People you can rely on, people you believe in. We choose who we're loyal to. It's not something that somebody buys or demands of you or dictates. Hey, you better be loyal to this person or that person. Hope that was cool for you, John Romero, E1M1. Pretty cool. But and it's about 2 hours in. I think it's a good place to sit. At least for me, just talking like that a lot and really getting into it kind of drains the energy a bit. Could probably go for another hour, but I'd rather stop in a good space, think on this, and set up the VOD for the people.